Greetings, soldiers of Liara. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Odyssey, the Pilgrim ship. Episode 14, Methodically Moving Through the Ruins. Now oh, these are uranium. The thing here is I don't really have well, I guess I have the marble to make this normal flooring, but I don't have the marble to make it fine flooring. So I think for now we're gonna settle on marble flooring for Liara's bedroom, but eventually we're gonna want to bump that up to fine. And I will shrink the plan a bit. Okay, here comes the emanator. So we can put the emanator like right there. That hits the research bench, that hits the throne room, that hits even the slaves, I guess. The prisoners, rather. Alright, let's make sure that that stays dignified for now. And then the pilgrimage is undignified as well. I don't know if I'm going to have enough slate for all of that. It looks like my constructors have been so busy with other tasks, they haven't really been amassing their slate, though. Alright. Liara, let's go start the hack after a meal. Breakfire meal, Atla meal, Mag meal. Actually, switching who eats what. Atla's the fussiest, so she's going to eat a fine meal. And then all of you, northbound. Breakfire has no seconds left on marksman command. Okay, that's not going to be helpful, but that's fine. Well, that's rude. Look at that. Just freaking turret to the face the moment I open the door. Oh, wow. Get one shot. Loser. Alright, so we have a pikeman there. I'll have Atla wake it up, get its attention, and just shoot it with the other crew. Okay, it started targeting the others, so... What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to avoid her to get, like, bruised. Because, you know, we'll slow down without her tank. Glitter! Nice! I like it. Alright, let's go north. Hallways. Go east. Hallways. I see how this is going. Alright, these are definitely, assuredly, gravlight panels, but they're protected by a lancer, a cyclops, and a turret. Probably the best way to approach is to drag them outside and execute them. So I don't know how lured they'll be. Come on, aggro. Aggro me. Oh my god, you stupid, stupid lancer. Alright, let's chaos skip this one, because I don't want to deal with it right now. You're outside now. Maggot. Oh, never mind. It should be coming in, and Atla will lock it down. Come on. Come on. Come on, you stupid mech. Oh my god. What is your issue? What is your major malfunction? Alright, it punched Atla in the shoulder. Ow, that's a rough punch. And that's exactly why I didn't want Atla tanking, because, like, that's a third of her arm got punched off. I mean, that's no joke level of punching. The only thing left up here is the turret. And I'm sure this is, like, chock full of gravlight panels, because that's just how they're rendered. If you ever see a cluster of crates like that, they're just panels. So once Atla's, Inspire Taming for Aram. Aram, are you able to tame a elephant? Because, like, I wouldn't mind some slaughtered elephant meat. Where are they? No. Okay. What is your taming level? 3? Oh, well, who cares if you're inspired? You're inspired, but you're still an idiot. And let's see, was I right? Yes, I was right. They're grav light panels. Backroad Runner, thank you for the resub. Okay, so now we have a larger bedroom and a larger ideology room. Getting them fine floored is going to be a bit of an issue. These are tiny little rooms. They're probably just loot. Probably hermetic crates or something. But I'll play it safe. Yep, hermetic crate. With sentience. Okay. And that one's already open. Alright, it's almost time to take a break for the night. But getting 1.5 or almost 1.5 facilities done is not bad. Especially given the other events that have been dealt with. You know, pod drop raiders landing on my head, that kind of stuff. Oh, look, there's a void. Is the Ascension enough for Inspired Tame to work? No. So the Ascension increases its sentience level and decreases its wildness. It has nothing to do about minimum taming level. So if you don't meet the minimum requirements, sentience won't help at all. Sentience, you can think of it this way, makes the animal smarter. It doesn't make it easier to initially tame. Oh, we found it! So it is protected by a Lancer, a Cyclops, and a Mini Slugger. So let's rest up. And we can get the grav engine tomorrow. So as long as we stay away from the back half of the room, should be fine. I'll just keep that forbidden for now. Yeah, the TLDR of the Sentience Catalyst is it increases the trainability by a tier. So nothing to basic, basic to intermediate, intermediate to advanced, allowing them to do more things, more types of work. And it reduces their wildness. Wildness is how quickly they unlearn things and how easy it is to tame them. So like an ostrich, for instance, has a trainability of none. So a trainability of none to basic. Basic would be like guard type duties. And then its wildness here is 95%. So we reduce the wildness. As you can see, the wildness determines the training decay interval. So it would the less wild, the easier it is to keep that knowledge, essentially. So like a Fennec Fox, for instance, has an intermediate trainability, so it can guard and attack at intermediate levels, but at advanced levels, it could guard, attack, rescue, and haul. So it allows you to elevate an animal by one tier. It won't take a nothing to an advanced. And then also, the things like hauling and rescuing are based on body size, so you're never going to get like a sparrow to haul or rescue. Like, that's just not a thing that they could ever do due to body size. So there is also a body size component there too. So it's best to use on animals that you want to elevate or to make easier to tame. So they're really useful for things like great wolves or wargs that are like particularly wild but particularly effective in combat, or really good for animals like a Fennec Fox, which are pretty easy to feed. Fennec Foxes don't have they have a small body size, but enough to haul. They're pretty fast. They have a decent carry capacity. The problem is, of course, that they can't actually haul in their current condition. So that's a big reason to use them on something like a Fennec Fox. But of course, Ink has a animal tame of 6. Atla has an animal tame of 8. So Atla might be able to manage to like tame the Fennec Fox, but other than that, yeah, I really couldn't. Can you use one on on the same animal? No, it literally says does not stack. The effect does not stack. So think of it as a brain implant, like a psychic sensitizer. You can't like put in 3 sensitizers. You only ever put in the 1. Does not stack. So briefly, this throne room will be undignified. Actually, you know what? I probably don't have the marble for that. Or the slate for that. But what I could do is I can have a marble strip. I don't really mind that. So we'll put a strip of marble in there. And for the grav light panels, 212? That's a lot of grav light panels. That's pretty nice. That will allow us to do a lot more of the ship redesign. We've also been hulling in the mech corpses as well, so we can get the machining table up and get that ready as well. Hospitality for nobles. I don't have an appropriate bedroom for a court ally, so regardless of the rewards, it's not something I can accommodate. Another thing that I've been failing to do, and I'm going to rectify now, is we believe in skull spikes, and I've not been getting skull spikes. So... No, stop. All of them were like, alright, let's rebury them. That's not what I wanted. Rip their heads out. So these guys were the Shadowland Raiders who are going to lose their heads. Post-mortem. I wanted our skulls that we collect to be ones that we claimed in victory, not just like random dead people that we found. So I think we killed 7 of them, so we should have 7 skulls at the end of this to be able to decorate our probably throne room. Oh, another mechanoid platform. That's probably in space. Yes. All right. The mech shredding, I'll limit the zone. It looks like Atla's already healed. So let's go ahead and, because I can't stay for much longer. Like, well, I could stay for a bit longer, but we are eventually going to run down our food availability here. Even if we do hunt things like the elephants. But let's go get the grav core so that I can start doing the redesign, the ship redesign in earnest. Because at the moment I'm having to like bounce between the two, and that's just weird. Won't work well long term. It would fit great in the white strip. Yeah, but it's got to be the skulls for the skull throne. I think there's no negotiation to be had there. So this is an active scyther. All right. So if that's an active scyther, let's have Atla drag it in. It would be great if you didn't shoot Atla. You shot the scyther instead. I'm going to reset its position. I did it a little bit too slow. Oh, and you have a mangled eye from the scyther. Great. The thing is, like, we have bionics, and we have almost advanced fabrication, so it's like not a big issue to have some sort of permanent injury. We can, the Omnissiah wills that we can fix bodies. Alright, how beat up are you? You're fine. We're waiting for the Lancer to come in. Actually, let's take it around the corner. Easy peasy. And then you take out that turret. And we're basically home free. Now, there is more of the facility to search for loot, but not for the grav core. This is the only grav core, obviously. And as long as we stay away from the back of this room, we'll be fine. So here we go. Mag, you haul that. Breakfire, you haul that. Liara, you heal her. And as soon as they exit this room, I can lock it down so that no one goes near the vats. Because I don't really feel like killing extra mechs. Cool. With that obtained, let's go ahead and build another extender. So that I can actually see the hell I'm doing. Crisis of Belief now believes in our ideology. I love how that works. So what is your issue? Oh, you haven't been fed because Liara has been busy. Got it. Low-key my fault. Low-key my fault. Well, no, Liara's never at fault. She's been busy, and you haven't been worth saving. Alright, so now that we have more gravelet panels, and of course the other extender, are all grav core quests unique? Do some repeat? They repeat. Now, at the end of the quest chain, they'll end, but that doesn't mean you can't get more grav cores. FYI. Are there any products that can help Outlaw become a better bullet sponge? Yeah, sure. There's skin hardening. That would be a huge one. Of course, having bionic limbs means you don't bleed from your limbs. So that would also be good. There's armor, you know, so on and so forth. There's a lot you could potentially do. So, Aram, despite the fact that you're by far our best builder, I want you mining, and I'm going to even illuminate your work area so you can do it better. The slate stuff has yet to be hauled, so there is some slate blocks to use out here. But not all of the monuments have been broken down. I mean, honestly, it's going to be easier to, like, cut slate stone at some point than do what I'm doing now, but whatever. So I think what I would like to do is to get the outline of our Killbox, for lack of a better term, done before I bother with filling out all the like inner details. Should I work drive you? No, I don't think I really need to. Okay, so you can see that, well, I made one mistake here. That won't work. But apart from that, everything will fall under the sphere of influence of the front. So, let's start filling in the lines. And as I said, it was a rough sketch, so I'm not doing it verbatim. I'm going to make some changes to make it workable. Oh, work. I don't know how many panels we have, but I'll do at least this much and then see how much more we need. I don't think I need any more marble at the moment, so I'll halt that. I know I haven't updated my zones, but because everything's in flux right now, I don't intend to. Things will move, things will change, so I don't really need to do zoning at the moment. So the design here, this stops shooters from out here to see all the way into our kill box, so they have to come in and come here. I'll have turrets lined up here, small turrets that are tanky, that are not covered by our shields. I'll have bigger turrets back here that are indeed covered by our shields and our shooters. And then this path here is so that we can land this ship in space and still treat this as a valid path. Because in space, if we have to land on a platform that doesn't have flooring, we still need a valid path into the base, so this will offer the enemies a path to walk into our base, because otherwise they would ignore that and start attacking the ship. Alright, break fire, I think. Ooh, this is perfect timing. Hey, Boccinites, guess what? There's some angry elephants. Why on earth did they become furious? I do not know. I was trying to use them as human shields, but it didn't really work. It doesn't really matter, break fire just like monster trucked this elephant. Got him in the brain. Oh, got that one in the brain too. Breakfire, you seem to have a pattern of shooting elephant brain. If you're wondering why I'm not zigzagging the pattern, it doesn't really matter. It wouldn't really help much at all. There's better ways to do it, in my opinion. They have a big head? Yeah, they do. Well, that will keep us fed. Get some monitor lizards here, too. I had thought about trying to tame the fennec fox, but maybe not right now. So now that Atla's almost healed up, she'll be probably mostly healed up tomorrow. We can search the remainder of this facility for treasure, and then hit this last... I'll have you guys polled. Should I hit the last one or not? Should I do the third facility or move on? So, of course, there's treasure. One of the arguments is these are one of the harder types of things to clear. So that's an argument against it. Another argument against it is, like, there's always more points of interest popping up, so it's not like there's a finite amount of it. One of the benefits is I did find an orbital bombardment targeter and a psychic emanator here, so we have established that, of course, it has value. With that said, I could go either way. And Gobo should be... Alright, Liara, I'm gonna wake you up. Should be ready to, like, join us soonish. Yeah, alright, his resistance is low teens. It's only a matter of time. How much do I want grav panels? I suppose that depends on how large we want the ship to get. I have about 200 tiles left to build. I have the capacity for it, and I have the gravelite panels for it. But once that's done, I'm basically out. It's worth noting. So, once what we have queued up is finished, I won't have much more. Is there a chance for a vanometric power cell, infinite chem reactor, stuff like that? Generally you don't find that stuff in hermetic crates. So, no, you could find it in Ancient Dangers, but it's not, like, common. I wouldn't search a facility like this thinking that that is something I'm likely to find. Alright, now that we have our design a little bit more set in stone, or set in steel, I should say. Set in bone. Yeah, maybe it's more like set in bone. Let's go ahead and update the home zones. And I'll update my priority because we obviously don't need the crashed platform core anymore. Do prisoners join as full members or slaves? It depends on what you do to them. Gobo is going to become a full member, but recruiting and enslaving are totally different things. Recruiting requires resistance reaching 0. Slavery requires will reaching 0. So they're different processes entirely. All right, you guys want me to do the other facility? Copy that. Well, let's continue at least with this one that we left off on, and then we'll do the final one. That was a bit of letdown, just hallways. Yep, there's literally nothing here. Okay, out we go. And Liara hacks this door. I did not check if they needed to eat. Oh, they need to eat. Okay, dismissed. Go eat. And then you'll go back. Grav core doesn't line up. The one on the bottom should be moved one step to the right. No. Is this what you're referring to? From the core, it's 17 over, 11 down. 11 over, 17 down. Yeah, it's literally symmetrical. It's perfect. Actually, Liara needs to sleep. It's 4 p.m. She already needs a nap? Alright, well, I guess they're not doing this today. Alright, finally shredding those mechs. I don't really think it's probably faster to shred the mechs than it is to, like, mine steel, but, you know, whatever. A visual glitch for you? Well, I can tell you it's just you. It's not how it's lined up. I lined it up. One easy way to look at it this way is if you look at the sphere of influence of the center grav engine, it is the top of the 2 wide and the bottom of the 2 wide, meaning it is the same either way, right? So I don't know how you're seeing it, like why it looks wrong to you, but that's a really easy way to tell. I like how the ostrich with a bad back is coming at us. It's like, alright, I guess. Thanks for the bird meat. And now Liara is up at this hour? Okay. What I can do is I can have her start hacking, waiting for the others. I suppose it's a good use of her time. So there's a door here, and a door here. Yeah, we are waiting on Gobo to join us. He's now resistance 9. So, it'll happen. Oh, you want nicer apparel. A cape, corset, prestige armor, or psycast apparel. Well, we'll work on getting you prestige, apparel, I guess. I just don't have access to it yet. Alright, let's see. You're fed. Let's have another meal for you. You're fed, you're fed. In we go! Tally-ho! And Marksman Command is off cooldown, so that's fantastic. We'll probably be able to clear this entire facility unless it's really rotten on the inside. Today, all under 1 Marksman Command. Oh, God, that okay. So that's what can happen when the pods open up, is we had like a Lancer spawn. I don't think there's going to be enemies in here, so yeah, I just opened it. Is that Lancer going to chase me? And we got more glit meds. Not bad. Now, I don't really want to have a firefight in this room, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more vats that could pop out mechanoids. So if that Scyther, or Lancer rather, just wants to... yeah, alright, it seems to be following me. Alright, let's deal with it then. How do I overcome the happiness of the barracks design? Complainers get beaten to death. So if you complain, you die. It's a pretty effective method, I've seen. Beatings will continue until morale improves, I think is the saying. Alright, in here we've got a Cyclops. I think that's it. In fact, we don't ever really need to clear it out, but it's kind of in my way, so I'm going to do it anyway. Of course, it immediately punches Atla in the arm. Man, they punch hard, I must say. Those things punch above their weight. Ball goods trader. Cool. Well, all that thousands of leather that I have now can go to good use. I might, once I pop this door open, give my people a little break, because Atla is about at her breaking point. Okay, we have got a Scyther and a turret. Let's go ahead and deal with the Scyther, because there is a crate here. Nope, go back. Alright, and then she deals with the turret. I'll forbid the rest of the walls, or the doors. And that's yet another room. So we're almost done with this facility. I can't imagine there's a bunch left in the core here. But I don't want her to have a mental break in a mech platform. Ooh, hello, plasteel. So that's done. And we're like a day from finishing there. And we might be about a day for the grav panels, the substructure out here. So we're getting pretty close to being able to push off. Which raises the question where I'm headed to next. Actually, you know what? I'm going to choose. I'd like to head towards the asteroid. The one with Jade. 1, Jade would be really nice material to have for our throne room. 2, we need Vaxstone for better engines, so that we have a larger range. So I think that's going to be the most important thing that we could possibly do for our development. Okay, stop any of this. Let's cancel all deconstruct designations, because it doesn't really make sense anymore. Ms. Liara, would you be so kind as to talk to the Boccinites? I would like to sell leather. I'm sure we have a way more leather than they could even possibly buy. Ooh, they have dyes. I'm gonna buy their wood. Part with some of our more tattered clothing. And then I can even gift things to them. It's not really out of kindness. It's more like we can demand caravans. Plus, we have virtually no use for the amount of leather that we have, even with the crafter that we have. So they're now close to being allies. 54 up from negative 22. So like pretty good. I'm dismissed. Goodbye. So if your question about overcoming the barracks problem, it's because my barracks is like impressive. As long as your barracks have some sort of positive impressiveness, it generally negates enough of the negatives of being in a shared bedroom that they don't really care. I might need a little bit more steel before we depart, especially if I'm working towards getting engines. So I'll have Liara light the way for Aram to mine some more. So updated priority, redesign the ship and head towards an asteroid. Now, as far as asteroids go, we do have lots of vac suits and vac helmets, so I'm not really worried about the... I'm not worried about that. We're pretty well set up for the materials that we need to that end. The new altered weapons are insane? Yeah, unique weapons are pretty amazing. Sometimes they're not even balanced. Like extended barrel sniper rifles, like break a lot of game balance because you can shoot targets beyond everything. Right, one of the things about the sniper rifle up until now was a 40 range sniper rifle, or what is it, 45.9 range sniper rifle, technically speaking, couldn't outshoot other things that were also of that range, right? Like a max range sniper rifle. This 45 is actually like 44.9. If you get an extended barrel on that, that thing can then reach turrets that have a 45 range. And like, so there's a lot of like balancing things that happened as a result of the unique weapons. Or like an extended clip minigun with cooldown barrel. You know, there's definitely combinations that become absolutely absurd. And it's kind of fun to like hunt those things down, much the way that is fun to hunt down your ideology relics. So in our case, our ideology relics are probably really strong. Liara's long reach is a unique sniper rifle, so it's entirely possible it sucks and it's like shabby, or it's entirely possible it's like god tier. I have no idea what it will be. And same with the long blade. I believe the long blade quest is already formed though, and it is a good one. We got a painless long blade. Because it could have been like mad muttering or something like that. I didn't actually set it up to have a specific persona. So we just lucked out. We don't have a trash persona for it. Does light help turrets with accuracy? Light and accuracy have nothing to do with one another unless you are a dark worshipper. That is a common misconception. Light level and accuracy are not related at all. Light level helps movement speed. So light level will help brawlers kill things, because brawlers have brawlers are better at brawling when they move faster. So the faster a brawler moves, the better they attack. The only caveat to that is dark worshipping. Do I have any dark worshippers here? That's the only time where light level will matter, because in darkness, combat preferred in darkness has dark accuracy benefits. So if you're fighting, if I was fighting the people that believe in combat in darkness, it would benefit me to illuminate the fighting area because they have a disadvantage in the light. But that's the only scenario where light level matters. The only one. Other than like sanguiphages don't like light and will have like, you know, mood penalties or whatever. But illuminating it for your own shooters does not matter unless you're a dark worshipper. And then in that case, you would want to be in the dark anyway. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Odyssey, the Pilgrim ship, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow pilgrims of Liara.